Screen time salutations to all you internet dwellers out there, and welcome to another episode of Boing Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am joined by the boys. Keelan, how you doing?
Great. Can't complain. Can't complain. It's a wonderful Sunday and pretty much just moseying through. It's a little weird when I'm in the midst of all the off seasons and kind of like the beginning of baseball. I don't really know what to do with my spare time.
Oh yeah, there is like a 3 week span of time where there's no sports on, right?
Right. I mean, there is baseball on, but none of these games really.
Right.
It's
Still
all
early.
just like it's just fun,
Yeah.
fun baseball right now.
Right. And we
Looking out
got
the
the
new
mustard. Mustard Dijon, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Just enjoying a Sunday fun day for what it's worth. Can't complain.
Awesome. Yeah. Happy Sunday to the gents, and a happy Sunday to everybody out there listening, or whenever day you're listening to this. We hope that it is a wonderful day. We wanted to take this evening to talk about the third episode of Westworld Season 1. Keelan and Dijon are watching it for the first time, and we're kind of taking it in bits by bits. Every time I get a choice, we go to Westworld. So this episode is going to be about the third episode of Westworld Season 1, and it is called The Stray, I believe, right? I believe that's what it's called. Yes, it's called The Stray. And I'm just interested in hearing what the guys have to say, so I'm going to kick it right over to Keelan and see what he wants to chat about first. Keelan, the third episode.
Third episode titled The Stray. I want to begin with there were more questions about the stray than answers about the stray. Were just the name and just that, seeing as how that was an actual thing. But this entire episode for me, it began and ended the same way. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it goes right along with what I believe or what I think is kind of gonna happen. Not what's going on, but going to happen. And that is that what is it that makes Dolores special, and why do I get major Skynet vibes from her?
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, they're definitely pushing something that's going on with Dolores, and she seems kind of central to the entire thing. I think at the beginning of this episode, you see her sit down with Bernard again, right?
Right.
Yeah,
The beginning
Several times.
a few times. That's right. And there have been their like cryptic conversations. But I think the first scene is her reading Alice in Wonderland, right? Bernard gifts her the book.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she's reading Alice in Wonderland, and it's kind of like an allusion to what may or may not be happening with Dolores.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's pretty interesting. Of course, that's going to be more of that information will be doled out throughout the season, so things will become more clear. But yeah, it was a heavy Dolores episode, actually. You don't really get to see much of the other characters. You see Teddy a lot and Dolores a lot. So.
Which Teddy is a Dolores character, vicariously.
Yes, that is true. Tangential satellite character. Dijon, did you have anything you wanted to?
Just want to add, Teddy and Dolores are probably one.
Ooh.
I want to add. Can I add to that? Everybody in Dolores is probably one. Skynet vibes.
Right.
That hive mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty dangerous.
Alexa has found her catalyst.
Oh, no. Alexa's real name is Dolores. We just figured.
There we go.
I'm telling you guys to try talking to Alexa. I love asking Alexa, "Are you part of Skynet?" And it literally responds back to it like, "No, I'm not a part of Skynet." I was like,
"Why would you ask such a question?"
Yeah, why would you think such a thing?
we got to find out which of the services, whether Cortana or whatever the other ones are called, which one got canceled, because that's who Dolores is.
Yeah.
Let's see. This episode was it was definitely Dolores heavy based. It was pretty good on some development to see why these things might be glitching out. And I like the whole thing with Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold. And we get to get some background on on Ford and his partner. And we also get a little bit on, what is his name?
Bernard.
Bernard. Every time I see him, I'm thinking about the Watcher from the What If now, because he does the voice for the Watcher.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Or I think like one of the remakes of the Twilight Zone too as well. And yeah, we get a little background on him, and this blown me. I'm like, oh, he had a kid, and he does have a distraction, and it takes me back to episode 1 where the guy was like, Bernard, you have kids, and he's just like, no, basically being an asshole to him, and it's like he had a kid.
Yeah. That's what you find out in this episode, that Bernard is a workaholic because he lost his son. I don't know how far along ago, but seems pretty recent,
Yeah. I think it's within 3 years.
Yeah. More likely.
His son, Charlie.
Right. Now, I do want to also add, I really liked getting, with Dejan bringing it up, I appreciated learning the Arnold backstory, because it was less of an Arnold backstory and more of a Ford story arc beginning. Like, because right before we understood who Arnold and all of that was going on, what we saw was Ford literally cut the face of one of the hosts to prove to one of the technicians that they don't feel anything we don't make them feel. And it's like, that's pretty sinister. Like, even in the moment, that was pretty sinister. And then he even opens with, kind of alluding to, maybe I didn't say enough when they let Arnold go. And then we find out, no, they didn't let Arnold go. Arnold died. So did they kill Arnold? Like, hey, but you just gave me a lot at one time.
Well, they do say that he died in the park. How will be revealed in the future, I believe. But like I think that definitely kind of shows why Ford is so cavalier with the hosts. Like, he doesn't value them because he lost an actual friend, like an actual human being in Arnold's. And so it's like these hosts don't even feel. And I think that that's kind of one of the things about Ford, is that he's constantly trying to have like a connection with somebody, like whether it's the old cowboy in the cold storage, or the boy that is in like Westworld. He's always trying to have a conversation with the host, but it's interesting that I think he's trying to have that sort of connection again with somebody, like he did with Arnold. Yeah,
that makes sense to me, because he speaks to Bernard as if Bernard is not his understudy per se, but his child.
Yeah, kind of like a son almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not in a condescending way. He talks to Bernard as if like, you're supposed to get all these things already. Like, don't stop thinking in the ways of everyone else. You know what's going on here. Like, you understand that it's better than you want to admit. And it makes me wonder, or actually it made me wonder until we met Bernard's ex-wife and heard about his kid and everything. I was starting to think Bernard was a host.
Yeah, well, and I think they do kind of like leave limited backstory on some characters too, purposely, because the backstory is important in the future of the episodes. So it's like, having that sort of that connection with Bernard and about his son and his wife. Yeah, it's a nice little humanizing moment for Bernard.
For the moment, I can expect it's gonna get, because this is gonna get dark. I see it coming. This is going to get dark, but I think it's going to get dark in the ways that everything else is afraid to. Like, excuse me. I think it's going to be scary to realize that everything that's about to happen is going to be a reflection of the way human society is.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
One of the things Ford said in this episode that really stuck out to me was about...
You're coming in and out on your mic.
Oh, hello, got me?
There you go.
All right. One of the things that Ford said when he was giving, I guess we'll call it somewhat of a monologue. He was talking about how Arnold hadn't accepted, or he hadn't quite understood what this place was going to be, right? And the connection between not being able to let it all hang, let it all go, and do the most vile things in the real life world is why they built Westworld. that leads me to think that the host wouldn't be able to see the difference between the real world and Westworld. Because all they'll be doing is analyzing all of these negative things that have been happening to them and all of the farce that you've been feeding to them, which essentially is what we do to children in society today.
Yeah. Well, and also you got to think, like, if you're a host in Westworld and all you see is the worst part of humanity, what do you assume about the rest of the humans?
Right.
You know?
And now they must be eradicated.
Right. Yeah, right. Exactly.
That Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
On that AI thing of most. Hey, what is that? Beyond the Wire?
Yeah, same thing.
We watched, yep.
Same thing. I'm telling y'all, man. It was the so to give away where I got the notion that is kind of where we're headed with this, and that Dolores is the epicenter of it all, is I don't remember which of the discussions she was having with Bernard, but she was having a discussion with Bernard, and Bernard goes, "There's two versions of you," and she goes, "There's not two versions. There's only one me."
Right.
It made me immediately know, like, oh, you're conscious the entire time. No, all those commands and stuff, you just follow those for show.
Yeah, it would seem that she's well, especially you see in this episode too, she makes that comment to Teddy when Teddy says someday. And she's like, what do you mean someday? Yeah, she goes off script. She's like, someday sounds like, something somebody says when they mean never.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, that's a total off script reaction because she's heard it so many times before. Yeah.
And of course, that would be like, oh no, they're trained to improvise. And it's like, wow, you guys have fooled yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have control over these things.
Right. Well, they talk about in the episode too. They talk about what's called the bicameral mind. So, like, the platform in which the hosts are built consciousness wise, and it's like they had 2 steps of the bicameral mind, but they can never figure out that third step.
No, they have 3, but they can't figure out the 4th.
That's right. Okay,
it was 3 and the 4th. Because I'm sorry, I'm picturing the pyramid in my head right now. But also within that, the security guy whose name I never got in this entire series so far, Stubbs. So yeah, she screamed that a couple of times. How did I not? Okay, anyway, Stubbs makes it very clear that he sleeps with his gun because the only thing stopping the host from acting out and harming anyone is one line of coding. And I immediately, I'm thinking to myself, someone who is not a computer genius. Listen, there's more than one line of firewall on all of our Wi-Fi and televisions. Are you joking?
Right. Yeah. Like the concept, like, why wouldn't there be several fail safes in line? Yeah.
Fail safes fail all the time, so one is not enough.
Right. Which you kind of see in this episode too with the stray. He ends up killing himself because he didn't want to kill Elsie.
Not just that. So I think there was 2 things happening there. I think, yes, that it understands that it's, it was fighting the protocols of don't hurt the human. And it was like, well, how do I stop this? Destroy the processor. But at the same time, the goal was to destroy the processor because now they can't retrieve the data.
Right.
And
that is true.
That is kind of like a dual-sided argument. So do you believe that this host was protecting the human or protecting the other hosts by hiding information?
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna.
Beings.
Yeah, we're gonna learn more about the stray in future episodes too.
Oh,
so
very nice.
I won't let anything else go on.
No, that's enough. I was afraid that the stray was literally going to be one side. It was over. I was afraid it was over.
No, it's pretty central to a part of the story. So yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
you'll find out the reason why it acted the way it acted in this episode for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so what did you guys think about like William finally setting out and going on his little?
That's his name, William.
Yeah.
Willie.
I
want to call him Willie.
Willie. I like him, but I don't like the way it's headed. I like him as a character. Like, I like how it's like he didn't just dive in and then he found that thing that tickled his fancy. And it's like, deep down, you're a murderer. Okay.
Yeah, he's a bounty. He wanted to be a bounty hunter, right?
Deep down,
and you know who that dude that plays the bounty hunter reminds me of, like, a knockoff Josh Brolin so much. I don't know his name, but I've seen him in so many things. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
I know the face, but I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from, but I swear he's so familiar to me. But he kind of looks like Josh Brolin.
There's a few people in this that do look familiar from different places. Of course, there are people who we jump out, Thandie Newton and all that good junk. But there are a few other characters I'm like, that character looks familiar. The random chick that popped up with Teddy, she looks familiar. I just don't know from where.
Oh, the random chick. Oh, the guest.
Yes,
she does look familiar. Yeah.
We're just gonna start calling those people randos.
Randos, yeah.
Randos.
I did like that. I did like that about this episode. You kind of get to follow like that chick and her quest line that she's going on.
Her quest line is getting vagina.
That's true.
Yeah, it started there. Yeah.
She went right after Clementine, no problem.
Look, I'm about to say, listen, if the guys can start that way, why can't she? It's just a video game, man.
Fair enough, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope somebody's pressure washing those silicone parts before the next work. But,
You gotta get them all in them guts.
Literally, yeah.
You can find out one's pregnant.
Oh god.
Oh god.
But yeah,
some Blade Runner shit going on.
Nope. But yeah, I definitely liked seeing her on, like seeing another guest in the park. It was kind of cool to see how like other people interact with the park as well. And then we kind of takes us to like the reworking of Teddy. I remember Dijon at one point had said, "Is Teddy just going to be a shooting, like a target for gunshots?"
Oh, I fucking see, man. Poor Cyclops.
Poor Cyclops. But I do like his upgrade. Yeah, I like his upgrade. I like that he's being kind of given a piece of story in Ford's narrative.
Yes, but it ticked up pretty fast as far as like if we're playing progressive mode on the video game, we went from easy to hard really fucking fast.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah, Teddy was like a level 1 quest line, and now he's a part of like the level 100.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, assuming that Ford's narrative is like the ultimate narrative, then so you're going
100 some.
Yeah. Well, I guess
like
then
real world Skyrim, right? What we call it
is. Yeah. I guess the Man in Black is playing on level 100. So
listen, the Man in Black is playing a secret level.
Yes, he is.
So when you go play Skyrim, you can't get back to Sky. You can't wait to get back to Skyrim too.
You tried.
No.
Skyrim got a maze too, man.
Skyrim needs to stop getting remade a million times. It's been like 20 years.
Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto both need to knock it off.
Don't worry.
They're like 15 years in now.
You guys are about to get a rehash of San Andreas Vice City in Part 3 again.
Yeah.
I bet.
Later this year for $60.
I bet they will.
I'd just rather play Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm waiting for the Westworld VR game now.
There you go. That would be pretty cool.
It's called Red Dead, dude.
We spent months trying to make Red Dead anything close to Westworld or anything.
No. Oh yeah, it didn't work. The online is awful. Story mode is amazing, but online sucks.
This is true.
Yeah.
You guys know what you do well. Just do that.
Did you guys catch the BioShock Easter egg in Ford's office?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? I may have.
There was like a bust on a pedestal that was like the guy that has like the mannequin sort of makeup. He had like a white face with like I forget the name of the character. It might not be BioShock, but I think it is.
I don't know. I didn't see it there.
Yeah.
You're talking about Atlas? I think his name is Atlas.
Yeah, I think it might be. Let me just double check here. It's one of the I don't know. I forget who it is, but it's definitely an Easter egg in Ford's office. If I find it, I'll let you guys know.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, do you guys have what else did you guys want to bring up? Anything?
No, I mean those were all the real hot points, but
yeah.
I did enjoy the subs in what was her name? Elisa?
Elsie.
I enjoyed their interactions because it shows the different sides of this. You have the naive, you have the honest, and then you have the people who are living it. but she was leading as naive to the point of which she still wasn't even sure if she should be scared of this thing as it was coming towards her.
Right.
Whereas Stubbs not only has his trendy little cool saw, he also has his gun and everything else, and he's ready to kill one of these things at a moment's notice. And that is the stark difference between that. You need both of those type of people to run a facility like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be more on Stubbs' side, to be honest. Sure. Like, especially if you got like a host that's going off script. It's like, meh.
I might start as a LC until one or two things happen, and then it's like, all right, now Stubbs, I get what you're saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think about it like if you worked at an animal habitat or something, right? Or if you even worked on a farm, just work on a farm. When you find out how much larger all of these animals are than you, you know you have no control. Well, let's flip that as a machine. You have no control. I don't care how many of these little gadgets you have in your hand that you think are going to help you. They move faster than you. They're stronger than you. They're more efficient than you.
Oh, yeah.
When wrong move, good luck getting to that control.
It's over. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's so true. Yeah, and I think that's kind of like the whole vibe that they're trying to build off of right now is like, hey, like this all looks like a fun, controlled sort of thing. I mean, of course, this is a Michael Crichton story, so the theme park has to attack somehow, and at some point, it's going to have to attack because that's just the way he likes to write his books and stuff. So, but it is interesting to see. I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get more of the Man in Black, but I do think it was interesting, the whole like Dolores with the gun thing.
Yeah, that was pretty
well, we kind of get a little bit of a reference to the Man in Black. Like it seems like he is the domino effect of shit she remembers traumatizing.
Right.
Like now it begins to make me to think, was she raped? I don't think she was raped now. I think she was probably scalped.
Maybe.
I think the Man in Black, after so many occurrences with Dolores, and Dolores being the oldest model in the park, and of course she holds the majority of the secrets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he were to dismember her multiple times, you're gonna find something eventually.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is. Yeah, he has been saying he's been going there for 30 years. So you got to imagine. Yeah, you got to imagine you run into a Dolores once in a while when you're
right. And he's even said how they've changed her and all of these kind of things. And clearly, he's seen something in the past that let him know it was more to it.
Well, and we see the same thing with Maeve in the last episode where she sees the Man in Black come into the cabin. Yeah. So, like I do like that because it's kind of like storytelling in a weird, fashion, and where we get to see like the Man in Black's coming back in iterations and like the stuff that he's done to almost every character in this park now. Yeah.
Right.
They're all just gonna have a fucking revolution and just kill him.
Yeah.
Right. Look, 30 years for him to still be trying to figure it out. That's a lot of money.
He's still trying to figure it out. That's for sure.
I was gonna say like Willie's supposedly future brother-in-law. He's pissed. Logan. He's like, man, it's $40,000 a day, and look at this bullshit.
Yeah. He just wanted to stay in the town and screw the hookers, man. That's all he wanted. Yeah,
free range sex for 40 grand.
I mean, I'm with William on this one though. Like, if you're going to be out in the park, at least go out and do stuff.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I guess that's a extreme safe way of having sex without any
consequences. I guess so, right? Yeah.
No one will know what you've been doing.
Right. And that's what they say, anyways.
That's what they say.
Like his sister.
Right.
Yeah, he brings her up way too much.
Oh yeah. But going back to the Man in Black, because I did want to bring this up at last episode, but it didn't. What do you guys think the maze is? Like, what do you think the maze leads to, or whatever? Because I think that'll be kind of an interesting thing to talk about when we get closer to the end.
My theory: the maze is a labyrinth of sorts that, if you were able to solve it, you get to learn more about the inner workings. I don't really know. I feel like there's a higher level to it, but I don't think you become like Ford's new partner or nothing like that.
Right. Yeah. Not like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Well,
that.
kind of like what Bernard, was it Bernard? Yeah, Bernard. When Bernard said, you want your free, you want to be free, then you go through the maze, unless that's a sense of freedom for something, something or some type of obtain of some type of power or something. Might have something to do with Arnold's coding for a consciousness, possibly. So
yeah, all good theories. I like it. I'm interested in seeing what you guys think when you find out what all of that entails. But it's still a mystery, and still one I think is kind of interesting. Going forward, I think the next episode is going to be a lot more of the Man in Black and William and Logan. So we'll be following more of their storyline in the next episode. And I do believe this is where Tessa Thompson comes in. So,
Oh, hopes and dreams.
We're
watching anyway. Don't.
Yeah, right. Promises.
Promises.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything else that you wanted to add?
Do I have to keep watching Thor Ragnarok just to watch Tessa Thompson?
Hey, look, they need to just give us a Valkyrie movie.
There you go. I'm sure that'll be on the way.
Give us a Valkyrie TV show. Make it last longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it might not be as good. We see
Marvel
what keeps happening in movies when they have to go for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to go see Shang-Chi.
I do not have to do such a thing.
Wait till it's free on Disney Plus.
I will wait until it's free.
There you guys go.
Soundtrack sounds pretty good though.
It was dope.
Soundtrack sounds pretty nice.
Enough said. Dope.
All right. Well, there you go. At least you guys got that. All right. Well, then I think we can wrap up here if you guys are good with all of that. All set. All good.
Sounds good.
Sweet. Who's next week? Who's on Wednesday?
Me.
Cool. Do you want to tease out what we're going to be doing for Wednesday?
JoJo's Rabbit.
All right. So we're going to be watching Jojo Rabbit for Wednesday.
My bad German accent.
Hey, it was your German accent. That's what matters.
All right. Well, that. Please be sure to stay tuned with us on Wednesday when we review Jojo Rabbit, and then Keelan will be choosing next Sunday. Pardon me. And then the following Wednesday will be episode 4 of Westworld. So be sure to check out all of those episodes, and we will be back with episode 4 next Wednesday of Westworld. So thank you guys for listening to us this evening. We very much appreciate the time that you take out to listen to us ramble about movies and TV, and we're just very much appreciative of all of you out there. Please feel free to give us comments, give us feedback if you'd like, maybe a suggestion on what you'd like us to review. We're more than happy to take suggestions, so please feel free to drop us a line, drop us a comment. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube page. That would really help us out. And if you want to check out what we do on the side with our own personal podcasts, Keelan has a podcast. It's called If Numbers Could Talk. It's on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Be sure to check him out on Facebook and YouTube, If Numbers Could Talk. He's also on the Thinkering Talks page on Facebook. You can catch him on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Dijon the Mustard has a Twitch channel. It's called Strawberries and Coffee. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Sometimes he does a surprise impromptu stream, so make sure you check out his Facebook page where he gives you updates on when he's going to be streaming. But he also posts all of his streams the next day on YouTube, Strawberries and Coffee. Please go check him out. Be sure to subscribe to him. I got a podcast called ExoFathom. It's on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about trances. And last episode we had was on, how the mind perceives time. So please go check that out if you feel so inclined. It's called ExoFathom. It's on Monday and Monday night at 8 p.m. We have a YouTube page and a Facebook page. But all of these podcasts are on the Thinkering Talks page on Facebook. So if you want to catch all of the stuff that we do, including this very podcast, Screen Time Continuum, which is on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8:30 p.m., go check out Thinkering Talks Facebook page. And I think I'm done plugging. So we very much appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time with us, this episode. And for Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
I'm the mustard.
Good night.